bottleneck through which the lifeblood of civilization flows. That's how economists figuratively describe the Strait of Hormuz, the only exit from the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. For years, Tehran has used it as its main geopolitical trump card, and today the worst fears have become reality. In fact, the entire global economy is now at risk. After the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced the closure of the strait, maritime traffic in the region dropped by 97%. This isn't just a number in a report. This is a paralysis of global supply chains. Every day, about 21 million barrels of oil pass through the strait. That's one fifth of the world's consumption. The situation with liquefied natural gas is even more critical. In the first week of the conflict, gas prices in Europe soared by 60%, and things are only going to get worse. In addition, the strait is a major route for shipments of sulfur, ammonia, and urea. And that means fertilizers will get more expensive, and food prices will follow. Kyiv is also ready to join the US and other partners in efforts to unblock the Strait of Hormuz. In 2023, after Russia withdrew from the grain deal, Ukraine not only managed to maintain its exports and break the naval blockade, but also became a guarantor of global food stability. Ukraine managed to launch an alternative grain corridor despite threats from the Kremlin to treat ships heading to Ukrainian ports in the Black Sea as legitimate military targets. Now, Ukrainian wheat, corn, sunflower oil, soybeans, and more recently, even rolled metal and ore are being supplied to 55 countries around the world.
Iran's attempts to block freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz are painfully familiar to Ukraine. In 2022, Russia did the same thing in the Black Sea. It blocked maritime trade, trying to destroy Ukraine's economy and achieve its political and military goals. At that time, Ukraine found a solution. We restored freedom of navigation in the Black Sea on our own, without giving in to the ultimatums of the terrorist state. This is yet another area where Ukraine has unique experience, knowledge, and technological advantages that no other country possesses. Andrea Sabiha, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, on social network X.
Despite shelling, mine threats, and cyber attacks, Ukraine managed to keep its ports operational. This experience has attracted the attention of the Gulf countries. The footage shows a fire at the port of Fujairah in the Emirates. In the same way, Russia struck Chornomorsk, Odessa, and Mykolaiv. Dominance in the Black Sea was an obsession for Putin. But in the end, Russia lost almost half of its combat potential, including the flagship missile cruiser Moskva, the large landing ships Caesar Kunikov, Novocherkassk, Olenogorsky Gornyak, and patrol boats. Where missiles couldn't reach, Ukrainian naval drones did the job. Ukraine's defense forces struck command posts in the headquarters of Russia's Black Sea Fleet. As a result, the Russian command was forced to relocate the surviving ships from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk. In this way, Ukraine shifted the balance of power in the region and showed how to respond to terror.
This successful example has attracted the attention of Gulf countries who are interested in studying strategies to ensure stable maritime trade under various threats. Loading and unloading at ports takes place according to a set schedule. Ship movements are strictly regulated, including mandatory inspections even before they enter port waters, according to a Spiegel publication.
Middle Eastern countries have closely followed the use of Ukrainian maritime drones in the Black Sea and are well aware of their effectiveness. This very experience became the subject of separate negotiations. President Volodymyr Zelensky emphasized that this is not just about supplying equipment, but about sharing proven solutions, from drone usage tactics to building a multi-layered system for protecting maritime routes, which could potentially be used in the future to ensure the safety of shipping in the Strait of Hormuz area.
Specifically, we're talking about the use of maritime drones and the creation of a layered defense system, as well as the experience of unblocking maritime trade routes. Ukraine shared its expertise on operating the Black Sea corridor, which we managed to secure despite the ongoing war. Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, speaking to journalists.
In addition to military solutions, Kyiv also used financial instruments to ensure the smooth operation of the grain corridor. Together with a group of British insurance companies, a special mechanism was created that made shipping accessible to a wide range of exporters. In particular, significant discounts on insurance and protection against damage were offered for ships entering and leaving Ukrainian ports. At the same time, the risks are shared among all the insurers.
The Ukrainian side believes that this model, which combines military protection, technological solutions, and cooperation with insurance markets, could be adapted for the Persian Gulf as well. Essentially, it's a ready-made system for ensuring the security of maritime routes that can be scaled to other regions, according to a Politico publication.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the Emirates are already considering joining the military operation against Iran and are calling for the creation of an international coalition to forcibly open the Strait of Hormuz. Thus, this country will become the first Gulf state to directly enter the conflict. And it's important to remember here that Iran has already launched almost 2,500 missiles and drones at the United Arab Emirates. That's significantly more than in any other country in the region, including Israel. All of this has hit the real estate market, as well as the banking and industrial sectors. The country has significantly reduced its oil production, and thousands of people have been forced to leave.
According to Arab officials, the United Arab Emirates is pushing for a UN Security Council resolution that would allow the use of force to open the strait. Emirati diplomats are also calling for the creation of an international coalition involving the US, European, and Asian countries. They noted that the Iranian regime believes it is fighting for its own survival and is prepared to harm the global economy by blocking this key route. From a Wall Street Journal publication,
In Arab media, President Zelensky's visit and all of Ukraine's proposals, including those regarding the resolution of the situation in the Strait of Hormuz, were covered in great detail. Leading outlets such as Al Arabiya and Al Jazeera emphasize that the Gulf countries are extremely interested in Ukraine's experience in protecting infrastructure from Iranian drone attacks. The governments of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates are turning to Kiev not just for advice. Above all, they need practical solutions for making this protection more effective and less expensive.
until now, the Gulf states have mainly used Patriot and THAAD missiles to destroy Iranian missiles and drones. Each Patriot missile costs nearly $4 million. At the same time, Kyiv is offering its drone interception services at about $2,000 per interceptor. Ukraine has become one of the world's leading producers of modern, combat-tested interceptor drones. After all, since the start of the full-scale invasion of its neighboring country in 2022, Russia has been attacking their territory with hundreds of thousands of Iranian drones. From a publication on the Al Jazeera website,
Thus, against the backdrop of escalating tensions around the Strait of Hormuz, countries in the region are seeking not only military but also technological solutions to protect key routes. And Ukraine is ready to offer exactly such a comprehensive approach, from drones and air defense to organizing safe navigation. At the same time, Kiev emphasizes that this is strictly about providing expert support without involving Ukrainian military personnel in combat operations. Even now, cooperation with the Persian Gulf countries is being formalized through long term agreements. Essentially, the experience Ukraine has gained during the full scale war is becoming one of the tools for stabilizing the global economy.